Hello! I'm stuck musically, and I've been trying to figure out ways of getting out of that musical funk, the bad funk. And I figured out that the way I've been trying to get out of it is pretty much using brainstorming, which is something that we got taught in 5th grade, pretty much. So, if you feel the same way, let's get started. The brainstorm or map that I came up with looks like this. You can come up with your own one. It's not completely arbitrary because obviously there's aspects of music that you have to use. But everybody's gonna have their own. Maybe mine can help you out. So after I'm done with mine, try coming up with your own. So I have a song or a musical piece, and I have 4 subdivisions under the song, what I think makes up a song. Theoretically, you have the key, you have the notes, are you modulating, are you using any modes, stuff like that. What notes are you using, what chords are you using, stuff like that. Rhythmically, so the time signature, are you in 4/4, are you in 6/8, are you in 5, are you in 7? Those are all choices you have to make. Timing, when are you choosing to play those notes under that time signature? When are you choosing to leave empty spaces? Because empty spaces are just as important as playing notes. The beat. What beat is your percussionist or your drummer playing, or you as a drummer? What's the feel of that beat or the instrument? What's the feel that you're playing any instrument? Because everybody's gonna play the same piece differently, and that is a very important aspect of a song. Dynamically, how loud are you playing your instrument? Are you using crescendos? Are you using decrescendos? Are you using a super loud distortion pedal or not? And that comes to texture as well. Distortion gives you a different texture of an instrument. Are you using a pick or are you using your fingers? That's gonna give you a different texture. Are you using brushes or are you using regular drumsticks? That's gonna give you a different texture. Are you using metal sticks? Those are all choices that you have to make when it comes to creating a song and recording a song, or at least playing it live. And last is instrumentation. What instruments are playing what? Are you writing a guitar part, for example? Can that part be played as keys? Do you like it better as keys, or do you like it better in a trumpet, or do you like it better as a guitar part? Do you like it as a melody for vocals? I don't know. There are all choices that you have to make. And last is miscellaneous, which is all the little things that now we hear in modern music that make up, modern music and older music as well, but mostly modern, I guess. Like Sublime, they would add like dogs or ambulances or sirens and stuff like that. I have a song that I recorded that I have whale sounds in the beginning of it, and that's just something that I chose to put in there because I thought it would give it, a different aspect of it. So all those subdivisions, you have to choose what you want to choose, and that's what's going to end up making up your song, right? So you have to make choices, obviously. The very first choice you got to make is to make a choice. And the very, very, very last choice is to stop making choices, right? So that's going to be the 2 ends of your song. So no choices ever played, and all choices played forever. Obviously, you're here to make a song, so you're gonna make at least one choice, and it's impossible for you to make all choices forever, obviously. So the more you learn about music, and the more you try to think outside the box, and the more you study and you do trial and error and all that stuff, the more options you're gonna have, and the more choices you're gonna have to make up the most creative song that you can possibly make, right? And I think that's it's been helping me get out of being stuck in the same loop of soloing the same way, or making the same decisions that have just become muscle patterns of decision making, pretty much. So this is the first example that I came up with, and I have already made some choices. So I chose my key, I chose my texture, I chose what notes I'm using, right? Dynamically, I chose that as well when I played it. And I chose my time signature. In this example, I'm gonna be using 4/4, right? And this is how it sounds like. All right, so that was 4/4. If you've been playing 4/4 for a long time, it may sound, stagnant. Depending on what chords you have, whatever, you may want to try other options. This next one is 6/8, and this is what it sounds like. Cool. So that was 6/8, and you can definitely tell that it has a swing to it, right? It's different. It's not better. It's not worse. It's just one of the options. It's one of the choices that you can make. Within that 6/8, you can choose to put notes in different ways, in different patterns. You can start with a different one, end with a different one. There's just so many options and choices that you can make that give you a lot of wiggle room to make music very creative. All right. So this next one is 5/8. Cool. So that was 5. Something about the odd numbers that really it makes it different. If you go to 7 or 5 or 3 or you go to 9, there's something different about them. So it's more options that you can try putting notes and chords that you have and you like, just switching them around, switching the timing around. The cool thing about the numbers as well is that you can add or subtract bars of different numbers. So you can be in 5/5 and you can end the whole phrase in 6, and this is an example of that. So that's just me exploring different ways of making music more creative. This type of brainstorming and mentality applies to any complex system that you're having trouble with. So MMA, soccer, chess, any type of game or anything that's pretty much problem solving, which is almost anything in life. So I hope you get something from this. And I hope you can come up with your own way to be more creative musically and in other aspects of life. Leave me a like. I got some music you can check out on my channel and on YouTube and on iTunes and Spotify. And I'll leave the links. Thank you. Así donde llegue el hielo congele mis ojos. Oh no, oh no. Y si la oscuridad se devora cada uno de los lujos que conozco.